Good afternoon and welcome to our May 17th Rotary Club of Columbus meeting. We call our meeting to order. I'd like to welcome you and ask you that you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, I'd like to call on Pastor Adrian if he would come and give us an invocation according to his faith tradition.
Let us pray. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Even before the mountains were formed, you were God. God, we ask now that in this season, that you will teach us to number our days and appreciate our days, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom and service above self. We ask that you bless our gathering, bless the food that has been prepared, and we thank you for those who serve us today. And as they serve us, give us a mind to be able to go and serve you by serving others. We thank you for every good and perfect gift. And in the name of Jesus we do pray. And we all said, amen. As you go to your seats, put your hands in your back pocket or your pocketbook, and be sure to put something in the cans.
Thank you so much, Adrian, and I would ask that you would help me make some noise. It's a very helpful cause. It gives us the ability to do some great things in our community. At this point, I'd like to call on Austin if you would come and give us our news. Here you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here is a look at your headlines. A recession update. After 18 months of experts saying that a recession is on the horizon, claims of a recession ahead are more widely accepted due to the Fed's rapid interest rate increases and recent bank failures. In considering the current debt ceiling discussions, industry experts are calling for measures to avoid a federal default in hopes that the U.S. economy experiences a mild recession and not something more severe. The Muskogee County school times have been adjusted for next year. The Muskogee County School District Board voted this week to approve bumping back the start times for elementary, middle, and high school in the county. The adjustment is mostly due to the ongoing bus driver shortage, although I don't think any kids will complain about sleeping in a little bit. The Dow Jones was up 190 points at noon today. Your weather forecast is cloudy with a chance of storms, with a high of 82 and a low of 65. And to end, with the high school and college graduation season upon us, today happens to be National Graduation Tassel Day. So congratulations to the graduates themselves, as well as the families of all the graduates, because it's not just their success either. Have a great day.
Thank you, Austin, and we would call on Ms. Melody if you would come and introduce our visitors and guests today.
Thank you. Thank you, President Cedric and fellow Rotarians. It's my pleasure first to introduce two visiting Rotarians from the Muskogee Club. We have Luann Medlock, welcome, and Sarah Jewell. Very good. And we have Sebastian Vila and his beautiful wife, Natalia Mira. There you go. We also have Danielle Forte, who is the clerk of the Superior Court and a guest of John Stacy. We also have Gordon Peace, the intern with Colony Bank, who is a guest of Mike Welch. And did Desmond Timmons make it? He is the park manager of FDR, who is a guest of Reggie Thompson. Thank you.
Just one additional guest. We got here a little early with my guest, and I guess we both got excited and didn't list him. But if you would be so careful to stand, Michael. Michael Fowler is current president-elect for the Albany Rotary Club. Let's give Michael a hand for joining me up here with us. At this point, I'd like to call on Andy, if you would come and introduce us to the Ralph Puckett Junior Soldier of the Week.
President Fellow Rotarians, it's my honor to introduce to you Staff Sergeant Johnny Record. Sergeant Record is a Cab Scout in the Armor School here at Fort Benning, where he does training in several different courses for the cavalry part of the Armor School. Sergeant Record came in the Army in 2010. He initially joined the Army as a military policeman. In that capacity, he deployed to Iraq with a quick reaction force in the southern part of Baghdad. He got out after 5 years and was out of the Army for 7 years. Came back in 2017, came here to Fort Benning for Cab Scout School. He deployed as a Cab Scout to Syria, where he was doing Overwatch missions along the Turkish border. Sergeant Record lives on post with his wife Kira and 4 children ranging in age from 1 to 19. Sergeant Record, we're pleased to have you here today. Let me give you a couple things. First, I'll give you this Rotary Challenge coin. I know what you know what to do with those. Passport for the Arts that has tickets to the River Center, Columbus Symphony Orchestra, our paid attractions at the National Infantry Museum, Columbus State University Theater, and the Springer Opera House. We'll hope you and Kira will have a great time using those. We have a certificate honoring you as the Colonel Ralph Puckett Jr. Soldier of the Week. We talked about Colonel Puckett and what he's done for this club and for the Army over time. Let me give you that. And then Colonel Puckett's book, Words for Warriors, that's inscribed for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. Please pass our thanks back to all the soldiers that you work with on Fort Benning.
I just want to say, sorry, it's an honor to be here today. I just want to thank you all very much for having me.
Staff Sergeant Moore, on behalf of the 280 members of this club, again, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for being with us today. Please take back to the soldiers on Fort Benning how much we appreciate Fort Moore. You're our actual Fort Moore guest. So please take back to the members, your fellow soldiers at Fort Moore, how much we appreciate what you do for us and what you do for our country. Please, let's give him another hand for being with us. At this point, I'd like to call on Luann, if you would come. She's going to share with us from Muskogee Rotary Club a program.
Good afternoon. I'm used to having Rotary in the morning, so this is a real treat for me. May 25th, mark your calendars. That is our 7:30 morning meeting at the Columbus Country Club. We are very excited to have the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief of the VFW coming. He is at national level. Most of you know him as our past District Governor, Al Liphart, but he is now that in VFW. So we'd love to have you come and join us on May 25th at 7:30 a.m. at the Columbus Country Club. I'll get it out in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Luann. And just a couple of other announcements. We have our breakfast mix this month on the 26th. And President-elect Tom Weinig, raise your hand, wave, stand, so we can make sure we see this guy, will be actually presenting. And our Zoom happy hour will be tomorrow from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. Please drop in for some Rotary Fellowship. At this point, I'd like to call on Amber, if you would come and share with us an opportunity for us to serve our community in a big way.
Good afternoon. Okay. So it's that time of year again for our career day. And we've got some great volunteer slots for you at several different middle schools. So we will be volunteering to speak to the 6th to 8th graders. And what we are asking is for you to come and talk a little bit about your organization or your position. It can be a nonprofit or it could be a local organization. But this opportunity is really to invest in our youth. We want to make sure that our children who are growing up here locally know what our community has and what we have to offer and opportunities for them to participate as they continue to grow. So this is a great opportunity for us to educate our students. And I think this is the perfect time. This is when they're starting to mature and start making some decisions and kind of see what they like. So this is a great opportunity for us to participate. So we will be volunteering for Eddy Middle School, Baker Middle School, Richards Middle School, Rothschild Middle School, Midland, Fort Middle, East Columbus Magnet Academy, and Double Churches Middle School. And the weeks will be from June 5th all the way through June 28th. We do have a sign-up sheet in the back, and we will be sending it out digitally. But you get a freebie this week, so sign on your way out. If I don't see that you signed up, I will come visit your table next time. So go ahead and beat me over there, sign your name up. What we're asking is that the slots are an hour and a half long, so we've put 2 speakers for each slot. So you only have about 45 minutes. If you feel like you want to talk for an hour and a half, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just sign up in the whole block. But there's a lot of slots up there, so I expect to see a lot of signatures. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Amber. And for any of us that has participated in that, that's a great way to make an impact on our community, our young people, and also to share with our community what Rotary is all about. At this point, I'd like to call on Ian, if you would come, and share with us our program today. We'll give Ian our attention.
Thank you, President Cedric and fellow Rotarians. Just like to take a point of privilege to give you a quick update on where we are with our international projects, and then that will segue into our very, very special international guest today. We've now been involved with the community of Vuelta Grande in the mountains of central Guatemala for 5 years now. And in spite of the pandemic, getting in the middle of that 5 years, we've actually done incredible work that as a Rotary Club, working with Muskogee County and with North Columbus Rotary as well, and Columbus State University and the D.L. Jordan Foundation, together as a coalition, we've done incredible work. About 60 homes now have those smokeless stoves in, and the incredible health benefits that that will have brought to those families. We have had opportunity to teach elementary school students English. We've had the opportunity to take students from Columbus State University and Rotarians now on 3 missions to Guatemala. There's going to be one more mission that Alan and Eric are planning for January of next year. Any Rotarian is warmly invited to go with them, and that will kind of wrap up that program. So for the last few months, we've been thinking about, okay, where are we going to pivot next in our international project work? And as you know, we've been getting to know the Rotary Club of Asuncion, Catedral in Paraguay. And who will forget the visit of Julia Maciel 2 weeks ago? Boy, she made an impact in Columbus, Georgia, and with the Rotarians. Well, serendipity would have it that this week, 2 weeks later, the president of the Rotary Club of Asuncion Catedral just happens to be with us for this week in Columbus, Georgia. So we're delighted to have Hugo Marin with us. Now, he's not only the president, he's also the president-elect. So if you think about it, that means he's signed up for double duty. So, you know, if Meredith decides not to come back from Australia, I've already told Tom, you know, he might be up for double duty. But we're delighted to have Hugo with us. Hugo is in the banking profession in Paraguay, and he and his wife have 3 children. His eldest son just graduated last weekend in the field of engineering from Wichita State University in Kansas. And then he has a middle son who's 16 years old, and trust me, Barbara Smith and Julio Portillo and Sebastian and I, we've been saying, now you need to get him to apply for GRSP. So we've been banging that drum. And then little Emma, who's 5 years old. So would you please give a very, very warm Columbus, Georgia welcome to President Hugo Marin.
Thank you. And there's your clicker. Okay. Thank you. I'm very happy to stay here. I am very happy in my house. I am very happy to know Cedric. Cedric is a terremoto, terrible. Eh? I would like to know him. Nelson Mandela is always to be impossible, but it's impossible. but when you don't, it's possible. This is the Nelson Mandela. Last week I went to Kansas in my son's celebration, graduate, and it's my first time in the United States. He lives in 5 years here, but I never been here. I'm very pleased to stay here. Sebastian is nice, very nice. I am spectacular. Sorry, my English, but I'm very happy. Our club is Asuncion Catedral. We have 32 years old in Asuncion. We have 50 members. It's the third biggest club in Paraguay. The biggest is 65 members. But this club is only men. Our club is a mix. We have 40% of women in our club. We are growing. We are very growing this year. We are 50 members. Last year, we had been 35, and we are growing. Okay, sorry, but the problem. Okay. Okay. This is Paraguay in the center of South America. At the moment, political, we is the only country in South America that is working together with United States government. Another country is social or very complicated government now. Our district is only Paraguay, but include 4 districts for Argentina, the north of Argentina, because we are little districts in Paraguay yet. The Asuncion Catedral Rotary was formed in 1991, 32 years, and 50 members active. This is our members and this meeting. We start 3 projects in that moment. One project is, the first part is closed, is finished. Human Milk Bank is the first human milk bank in Paraguay, and this project is finished now. We want to start the second part this year, probably. And the second is empowering project for indigenous women to produce beans, and integral management of risk include mental health. It's very important topics for us and for the world. Finish. Thank you. Okay. This is the Human Milk Bank equipment. This project we did with the Mark Club. The Mark Club is closed for two babies. When the baby is born, for the first days or first week, the mother doesn't have a milk sometimes, and then we give the babies the milk for the first years, for the first days. This is our project. The $50,000 with the whole Rotary Club of Denmark. We closed the project and it's finished now. Very nice. And we are, last day, we have a new meeting for the health minister, and they are very interested to continue the plan. We are very happy with it. Human meal, and now we are to continue this and that moment the project. We are working to get air condition and maintain the work, something like that. It's only $17,000 or $18,000 at that moment. The next project is empowerment project for indigenous women. With a foundation, Nathan, we are committed to achieve a sustainable and long-term impact in the Bocaya'i community. This is a indigenous women community, Bocaya'i. And their goal is then to the honey production for the woman. The woman production the honey. And into Mars community in 2024. Honey production and the native bee colonies for the women indigenous. In this indigenous, 55% are women in this community. Here's the picture for the woman. The budget for this project is $36,000. And the last project for this year and the next period is a program for the integral management of risk through the Red Cross and include the mental health for 2 communities near to Asuncion where we are. Neighborhood Rincon is one city, and the next is the neighborhood Guayabi. The first is 1,700 families, and the other is 300 families for this topic. Okay, and the budget is $63,000 for 2 years, maybe. In this case, it's not necessary machine or something. It's only to train and seminars and capacity. And we are together. Thank you. We are people to action. Thank you very much. Before I finish and close this, I very happy and very thanks Cedric for you receive me and Sebastian, Ian, and family Julie. Eric is not been today because I think he's traveling. And Barbara, Julia. Sorry, but I'm very happy to stay here. Sure, I come back in next year or in 2 years here. Thank you. Okay, sorry. I would like to present our club flat, and this is a present for this club.
Thank you so much.
Our club is Asuncion Catedral. Asuncion is the city, Catedral, because our flag have the cathedral about it. Thank you.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
It was first of all, it was the delight to meet you, and I could feel your emotion and the part of that being here, but it was very exciting to meet you, and I think that we're culminating upon a relationship that we really want to harness and see where it takes us. So I'd like to present you also with a banner from our club, Rotary Club of Columbus. So I'll present that to you.
Excellent.
Take it back. You take that back.
I'm very happy, and when I return to Paraguay, Asuncion, I want to speak with my wife, because Facundo, in 2 years, maybe he come here.
Now, we may have a few questions.
Yes.
I love this guy already. It doesn't take much, but just get close to him and you just feel that. Share with us what these represent.
This represents of the colors of our flag in Paraguay, and in this May, all Paraguayan people use this because we are independence for Spain in 212 years in May, in a revolution. But in this revolution against Spain, nobody died. Nobody died, and nobody bled in sangre.
Yeah, nobody died.
Nobody died in this revolution. And it's very important for us, and this is our reason because we are use this all months of May. Thank you. And thank you because Cedric, you and Sebastian and I. Thank you.
So we celebrate the liberty and freedom that he just discussed. Now, I know that probably some questions. I think Otis has a microphone. There are questions from the floor that you would like to ask Hugo.
Okay.
I'll start by asking you, can you tell us again about where the food bank is now, and maybe a little bit just from you. I realized the presentation, but for some of us may not specifically know what that is. Just explain to us where the food bank is now, where you are in that process.
Banco de leche.
¿Qué es el banco de leche y dónde está?
Okay. The milk bank is in Asuncion, and into an hospital in Asuncion, but it's very little bank. It's a little office, and we have 3 or 4 refrigerators, very thick refrigerators, and this is put the milk of the mothers. When the baby born in this hospital near, and he or she need the milk, we are quickly put the milk with the baby for 1 week or sometimes 1 month until the mother have milk. And now it's very successful, and we need to ampliate another building, new building, and more refrigerator because we are.
You've got a lot of babies.
Yes, exactly. How many babies in Paraguay? It's incredible. We are very happy for the project, very successful, but we must to have the second part now.
Other questions? Anyone else have a question?
Cedric, I'll just use this microphone to say that Otis having to run. But it's more a comment. If I'm understanding correctly, we need a second global grant to finish off the milk bank, about $18,000, and then we need $36,000 to get the program going to enable the women in the indigenous community to develop their beekeeping and other businesses. So that's about $54,000 we need this coming Rotary year.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so as we move past President Joe, soon to be our foundation chair, cheering for Rotary football, and Haley cheering for Rotary football, keep that in mind when they start encouraging us to sign up for Rotary football. That's where that foundation money ultimately is going to go to help, to raise that $54,000. And then after that, in Meredith's year, and whoever comes after Meredith, and I guess this will be Sarah's year as President Muskogee, then we'll be looking to raise $63,000 for the Mental Health Awareness Project. Have I understood all that correctly?
Thank you.
Okay, we got the budget, folks.
Sorry. It's incredible. I'm very excited to send young Paraguayan people here to study for the JRSPA in Columbus University. I'm very excited, and when I return Paraguay, I very hard work to close this deal with you. And then next year, for example, young people, Paraguayan people is here studying. Thank you.
Hugo, on behalf of this club, first of all, we thank you so much for being here and for the things that you've shared, your vision, and just your outlook for the world. Welcome to the United States for the very first time. Welcome.
Thank you.
And you have a home here with us in this club. And for your presentation to us today, we typically put a book in our local library, the Chattahoochee Valley Library, and graft it with your name on it. And we want to make sure that you knew that we were doing that. So that'll go into our library, and we thank you so much for being here today. Let's give him another hand for being with us. Okay, let me go back to your seat. Any comments?
Comments. Yeah, so, you know, it really has been a pleasure getting to know Hugo and all of their fellow Rotarians at the Rotary Club of Asuncion Catedral. You know, this is a model that we're trying to implement with many other clubs as well. You know, Cedric came to me last year and he told me, Sebastian, you know, I want you to help us go beyond this community, you know, expand our international reach. And what I've learned working with all these other clubs, you know, Asuncion Catedral is just one example, but we've got so many communities around the world that are eager to, you know, join forces with us and do real good. All we have to do is reach out to them and just say, hey, listen, you know, we have similar goals, you know, let's put our heads together and accomplish them. So this is a great example of how we can, you know, join forces. Two different clubs, two different cultures, but, you know, with common objectives. And if we can do this with them, we can probably do it with so many different others around the world. So I'm looking forward to that myself. That's really the, you know, that was Cedric's vision, and I thank him for that, you know. Let's look beyond us here, you know, in our community. Let's go above and beyond. I think that's what Rotary is all about too, no? So that's the reason behind all this. Thank you, Cedric.
Can't thank Sebastian enough for being with us, for being a part of us today. Just as a reminder, today's program will actually be replayed on our Facebook page and, of course, on YouTube. Next week's program will be the Mayor's Commission. And at this point, I'd like to call, if there's no further business, Adrian, if you'll come back up, if you all will stand with me. Hugo will be around further for questions, or if you'd like to just shake his hand. And you can't really shake this guy's hand. I'm just going to let you know that now if you come up here.
You're a hugger.
He's going to grab you and hug you, so just be prepared for that, you know. And it's going to be like the hug you get from your kid when they were 4 or 5 years old. So I'm just preparing you now. But it's good. It's a good thing. I'm not saying that's bad, but just be prepared. But anyway, Adrian, if you would come.
The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it true? Second, third, fourth. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no further business, we stand adjourned. You guys